Hello viewers and welcome to my channel. I'm your host Kosgei Salim. It's been long time before I did some few content, but I'm here again. I won't disappoint you. So please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Please let's dive in and deal with the monster in the house. A week ago, we saw in the newspaper going around saying that India has been banned not to get international students to Australia because statistics has shown that most of international students from India, they come here but they are not genuinely students because they enroll but they don't come and go to school. Therefore, they are just here to work. They are not here to study, and their visas have been cancelled. Some of them have been deported, but now they've cut the number of international students coming from India. That's the sad news. Having known this and having seen the trend which is happening with Kenyan students here, soon we are going to be in the same ship. Why? Recently, report has come from Brisbane that most of Kenyan students who are enrolled, let's say the number is 100%, only 12% managed to enroll to school during their intake. The rest, they didn't turn up and they haven't been traced. So they are just there. And for the 12% who are in school, the report out there is saying that most of them, they copy exam from each other. But for me, I can understand they are not copying from each other. They have one writer back in Kenya who write their exam. Therefore, they ended up having same exam or same assessment. Therefore, it flags as plagiarism, and they ended up knowing that almost all Kenya have the same. Worst case scenario is that one of them ended up copying exam assessment from one another with their name. So that means someone in Kenya did the assessment for 1, 2, let's say student A and B, and ended up sending them the same, and then this person, upon receiving the assessment, he or she didn't ended up going through the assessment. He just submitted and ended up submitting the same assessment from the other student too. So it ended up bringing issues. That's not a big problem. The big problem we are having is, at the moment, I know around 16 students from Kenya. Few are from my village, and some are from around. I've met them, some I've talked to them, some have texted me seeking advice, and I've managed to understand that most of them are supposed to be in Brisbane. Not most of them, all of them, especially the 16 that I know, all of them are supposed to be in Brisbane, and their enrollment date has already passed. And they haven't enrolled in school, they haven't done anything. All they say is that we'll transfer the school. And when you ask them, do you know the condition of changing the school? They don't know. So the condition should be, you should be in that school for 6 months actively studying before you request for transfer. And the transfer can be given or not. But condition number one, you must be in that school for 6 months, actively enrolled and actively doing your assessment. So condition number one, all the 16 Kenyans have already broken that condition. And some of these Kenyans, I know some of them, one of them has tried to come to Australia or go to US and Canada for 7 years. And that person didn't manage to get it until recently managed to come to Australia. And when you see people messing up the opportunities, you'll be like, yeah, there's something as a parent you need to be aware, so that you can have this conversation with your kid, so that when you send them here, they should be able to know. Or let's cut the chase, just send all of them to Sydney, because it looks like everyone who is going to Sydney, I understand Sydney, you can get manual job, you can get all those, but why don't you inquire first before you apply for the school? It's always good to inquire. Say, I want to go to Darwin. Can I call a few people in Darwin so that I can ask them, is there jobs in Darwin? Is there what? Will I be able to get hosted and all those? So that when you come there, someone can host you and show you around. But now we just ship them to go to Melbourne. They don't know anyone. They're struggling to get someone to host. And then boom, now they don't want to stay in Melbourne. They're just flying Brisbane. They don't want to stay in Brisbane. And they can't enroll in their course. Therefore, their visa will be cancelled. And if their visa will be cancelled, we will be put in the same category as India. Recently, I referred someone to our agent here, international student agent here, visa, and they wanted to help them with things to do with visa, and they say they can process them to get skill visa. But agents say, oops, you guys are Kenyans. Your case is very hard. No one will handle your case easily. So just continue studying, you know. And you're like, oh, we already have a bad reputation. The only thing remaining is for immigration to say cap to Kenyans, you know. So let's have this conversation with our own kids. Let's have this conversation with our own brothers and sisters. And you, as an international person who is coming here, you should have this conversation. Ask yourself, do I really need to go to Australia? Do I really need it? Because the thing I've learned now, parents, we are doing a big mistake whereby we just send them because the neighbor is sending. We send them because the neighbor is there. No. Ask your kid if he or she is genuinely interested in going to Australia or going to Canada or going to anywhere before you send them there. Because most of them, you bring them here, they don't do nothing. They just sit down. They don't want to do anything. And there's this behavior I've noticed recently. Men, young men, especially young men who came to Australia, most of them, they don't have job. Day 2, day 3, they're here, you find them drinking with the people who have jobs. They're just sitting down and drinking alcohol all the way. Our boys drinking. They're like, when did you come here? They're like, I'm just 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old, but it's just popping. You're like, so I remember one day I attended another family, and I ended up having conversation with them, and I said to the boys, hey boys, please, don't drink, okay? If you start drinking, life is very hard. Please, don't drink. And the owner of the house said to me, Salim, just tell them to reduce, because all of these guys are drinking. It's headache. I'm like, sorry guys, I withdraw my comment, and I wish you all the best. And when you ask them, do you have job? All the 4 guys, they don't have jobs, but they're drinking. So they're not interested in jobs. They're just happy that every weekend they get drinks, every Tuesday, every time they want to drink, they go to fridge and get the drinks. Now, that's another disease. For some of the ladies I've seen, they have the worst disease. And the worst disease that ladies have is internet. Most of our Kenyan ladies, they spend all day in their phone. I remember I visited one of my friends in Sydney, and I found that he was hosting someone. And I checked this person. She was watching movies in the TV, attending the phone WhatsApp, and having earphones on the ears. So you ask yourself, which one? Are you watching and listening to the movie, or are you attending the phone WhatsApp, or are you listening to the music in your wireless earphone? And I don't know, you find ladies, they stay awake all night watching movies and sleep all day. So I think we have a problem. We have a big problem. Internet is killing our 20-year-old, 18-year-old girls who just came in here. They just want to be on WhatsApp. They just want to do photos. They don't want to do anything. So I'm not here to say we are perfect, but it's high time for you as a parent and as a brother to have a conversation with your brother, your son, so that when they come here, they are ready. Or else just find them job to do fast, so that they can see life. Let them not finish just high school and come here. Let them see life fast and understand that life is hard before you bring them here. Otherwise, soon we're gonna be having problems here. Problem. Above all, keep on checking on your brothers, keep on checking on your sons and daughters, because depression here is very, very easy to catch up with you, especially if you don't have a job and you are not on a good track. So that's all for me. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Above all, share far and wide. You can get me on my Facebook, Al-Karim Kosgei, or you can just inbox me here and I will get back to you ASAP. Thank you and see you next time.